everybody. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Monique. Welcome to Medora Budgets. I like to thank anybody who's liked or commented on any of my videos, and especially those that have chosen to subscribe to my channel. Truly started this as a way to hold myself accountable, but I understand, recognize, and appreciate the community as a whole. If you're rocking with me on this journey, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't made up your mind yet, sit with me for a spell. At the end of this video, if it's content you find valuable or enjoyable, please feel free to subscribe. It's myself in Sweets, married with a whole bunch of kids, trying to figure out our future, family, and finances, so the decisions we're making now won't negatively impact us in the future. Today is Tuesday, the 16th, and you will see this video on Tuesday. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and we are going to get this uploaded as soon as we can so I can get my work day started. So I am here to show you guys from a Transfer Tuesday perspective how much money I have paid on my Chase Freedom credit card. But I do want to cover really quickly. So I did not do any type of plan with me this week. I was actually still out of town on Sunday with Sweets and his family. And so while I did go ahead and set out my plan for the week, I didn't necessarily have the stuff or equipment to actually record. But what I did want to bring up is that I am doing something a little bit differently, just as a way of, I'm doing a review, and a reset. Review, renew, and reset. Okay. And I heard this from a particular planner that has some content out, and I just can't remember the name. If I do, I'll add it, but I just honestly cannot remember. So, but she did a lot of different R's. But for me, my R's are going to be, I'm going to do a review, and I want to do some type of reset. So that I can make sure that I'm constantly focusing in what I need to. I don't do a really good job of reviewing the previous week and then kind of resetting myself, renewing myself, refreshing things. Maybe refresh is a better word, review and refresh, so that I can make sure that I stay specific or in the path that I need to achieve the goals that I want. And so this is the way that my last week kind of laid out. Finished everything out, was tracking on my bills, and recognized that one of the things that I've noticed is that my bills are constantly starting to, well, I shouldn't say constantly starting to, but my bills have adjusted quite a bit because everything is going up in cost. You know, how much you're paying for your electricity is going up in cost. How much we're paying for these maintenance subscriptions, it's going up in cost. Things are just adjusting. They even adjusted my student loan payments and graduated me up to paying more than the amount that I initially negotiated with them as well. So things are just starting to go up overall. And I've had to make some notes around those from a budgeting perspective. So I did include down here at the bottom of BB, this is BB, my September calendar. And this is, you know, my budget that I'm doing in the Traveler's Notebook. Just very simple approach to my budgeting now. The word simplify is, or simplicity is my word for the second half of 2025. And I would say that as well, just as something, I don't know if anybody has thought about that before, but overall, we like to have a word of the year. My word of the year was organization, but I'm realizing sometimes words don't last the whole year because things don't stay the same for you the whole year either. You got to dip and dive, right? You got to flow, ebb and flow where you can. And so for right now, my word is simplicity to finish out 2025. So I've started to document, you know, car increases, my nail net that increased. I'm going to have a change now in my Lawn Love and the cost that I'm going to pay on that. But also I moved HP ink, Insta Ink to yearly. So when I was writing out my budget for the budget with me that I'm going to do in preparation for the check that I'm going to receive on 9/19, and 9/19, that's funny. So anybody who knows where they might have heard 9/19 from in a movie or anything else, please feel free to put it down in the comments. But overall, as I've been working through my messy budget, you notice it was quite messy. There's a lot of scratching out because I'm having to adjust my budget to see where my money is going to fall. So yes, one of the things that I have decided to do is go ahead and move HP Ink to a yearly subscription. Now it was a little bit different, so I had to pay more money out, which means I'm going to have to make make some adjustments in my YNAB for this coming paycheck cycle, because HP Inc. does their monthly subscription and they charge you at the end of the month for the previous month, because they want to be sure that you have not used more than the pages you were allotted. If so, they need to charge you for those additional sheets that you used. So I still had to pay the $534 for the previous month. But when you move to the yearly subscription, then you have to pay in advance. So I paid the $39.58 in advance of that. And one of the things that they say is if you use up all of your pages that you have been allotted for the year, then they charge you the yearly amount again, regardless of whether or not your first year has been completed. So I want to make sure that everybody knows that when you're looking at Insta Inc. and you're looking at potentially moving to a yearly subscription, make sure you're reading the fine print and you understand what's going to happen, because they are charging you in advance. They're charging you for a set amount of pages. Once those pages are used up, regardless of where you are in that year's time frame, you will get charged another yearly cost so that your pages will start all over again. So that is another difference between the monthly plan and the yearly plan. I've been thinking about it for a while after I understood how that process was going to work. I did decide to go ahead and do it, because for the last 3 months now, especially now that I'm using more of these traveler's notebooks versus the inserts that I have to print, I've been under my page allotment. And so because of that, I thought that it would be safe to go ahead and move to the yearly subscription at this point. So I did decide to do that. Water has now shown itself to be consistent at $31.19 versus the $24.88 that I was used to paying a couple of years ago. And so I've now had to settle into that amount. And then my electricity actually went down from last month. Last month it was $234, $238, something like that. And this month it is $219. And the only change that I can think of that I made was I changed the thermostat so that for my air, it comes on at 76 degrees instead of 75 degrees. And I've already seen somewhat of a change there. So again, these are some of the things that I'm doing as a part of my review and my renew, or my review and my refresh, so that I can make sure that I'm staying consistent with how I want to achieve whatever those goals are. And one of the goals that I have is trying to make sure that here I was giving about $1,600 just for the last couple of paychecks towards my bills. But I want to adjust that. I want to get back down to $1,500. I realized the reason why I had to give an extra $100 into my bills account is because I've slowly seen a rise in all of the costs for different things. So now I need to try and manage it differently to get back to the $1,500 every paycheck. I said every month, but it's every paycheck. And so those are just some of the adjustments that I'm working through as far as this yearly is concerned. All right. So with all of that said, let's go through our Chase here. Let's bring it here. And I'm going to pull up my Chase account. So you guys just give me one quick second and I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, I'm back. It's just like magic. So this is my current balance, $1,620.85. And that's definitely lower than what you are used to seeing. Usually I'm in that between $2,000 and $2,500. But remember, I said I was going to work on more of a velocity type of process around trying to pay this down. And I removed my Chase Freedom card from YNAB because Velocity Banking and YNAB just didn't seem to gel quite right with how they look at you documenting your stuff versus the way that I do Velocity Banking. And so I have already seen some adjustments happening, and they're positive ones. So it's heading in the right direction. And I can show you, if you look at my view my payment activity, it's all of these payments. So August the 23rd, the payment is due on August the 24th for the Chase Freedom card. So as of August the 23rd, I paid $381.93. All of the other transactions you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of those transactions are done in preparation for paying off the statement balance for what's due as of September the 24th, and we're at September the 16th. So let's bring this over. So after this August 23rd payment, I paid $350 on September the 2nd. I paid $137.50 on September the 4th. I paid $394.09 on September the 9th. I paid $460.60 on September the 10th, and I paid $323.16 on September the 15th. I'm going to hit equal. And so to date, I have paid, since August the 24th, I have paid $1,665.35. We're only at September the 16th, and we have until the 24th to see what else we can pay on this account. You'll notice that for the statement balance, I only still owe $121.12. I'll definitely take care of that. And then I'm going to be able to pay more as well before the 24th. So I am slowly working on the debt for the Chase Freedom card. But again, I'm doing that from a velocity banking standpoint, not from a regular kind of YNAB way. And so I had to pull that out and do that a little bit differently. So I did want to come here just to give you guys an update so that you can see I am still working through the budget. I am still working through my Chase Freedom card. I was notating the different payments that I've made. I've paid more on that card than I have actually spent, which means that my amount is going down. And then also kind of where I am making adjustments every week and how I'm looking at things, because I really want to move the needle as far as the amount of money that I have to give towards bills. They've been slowly creeping up on me and I hadn't been paying attention. And that's why I needed to start giving some extra money there. But I want to start to pull back and try and see if I can give less while still wanting to get 1 month ahead, but just recognizing where the spending is getting a little bit, and it's for bills, right? So it's not variable expenses. I'm not spending this on food and just clothes and other types of things. This is just my bills starting to creep up in cost and me needing to manage that a little bit better. Okay, I think that is it. Thanks everybody for your time. You guys have a good one.